Hello, friends. I had a bunch of meetings, but I got in here. It was touch and go. I wasn't sure I was going to make it, but I did. I will only be doing eyes today because I have to go film some very important videos. I'm so excited. Y'all are going to go wild when you see what I'm filming. I'm going to take a little bit of pot concealer, only because it's open and it was right here. And I've been kind of cleaning up the snorts from that cat. Anyways, this is the NARS pot concealer, but I just take it on the fluffy brush. And the reason I'm using a fluffy brush is because I don't want to just have complete coverage. Maybe I do right here with my little scab. If I want more coverage, I'm going to switch to the D2 and just pack that on. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to see it. Jean, are you not satisfied? Do you need to go to Granny? Here we go. Nice. Anyways, I was saying, I want to use the fluffier brush because I don't want a ton of coverage here. I just want to diffuse and even out ever so lightly. I'm even going to diffuse to the front part of my brows. Nice. Gene Bean, you want me to let you out? Let me let him out. Really into this particular shade from Vive. The shade is Camel. And I just think it's a really nice, warm tone. I just feel really cute in it. And I also like the way that it blends. And I like the way that it dries down and sets. And I'm just using that same E29 just to buff this on. Look how nice that is. It's just so easy. And then, like I said, once it dries down, it's not gonna move. And I'm just doing some small circular motions. And I'm mainly worrying about the top part, not so much in there, because I'm gonna use a different shade for my lid. So while I'm blending this other side, you will have a tutorial tomorrow. I already pre-filmed it. It's really good too. At least I think it is. It's another kind of Valentine's Day look, but it's a little smoky, but it's a rounded smoky and it's really soft smoky. There's no black eyeshadow, so I want to give you options. But that being said, I'm driving to Dallas tomorrow because we are going to go to a Laura Geller luncheon on Thursday. I'm really looking forward to seeing Miss Laura Geller. She is actually the nicest, in case you were wondering. I love her dearly, and I'm so excited to see her again. I'm gonna take that secret powder, swirling it together, and I'm just gonna set the top part. Look how blurring that is. We have fun. Just gonna go ahead and leave it out. I'm gonna go film right after this. This is a big deal, y'all. Ooh, that is so smoothing. You can even tell how smoothing it is on the skin through there. I don't know if you know this, but Armani has a really soft pink shade. I was gonna use the other one, but I wanna use this. This is, I'm gonna give it a nice. I will say, don't be alarmed if you see this. When you're using a shadow with this white of a base, there's bound to be some separation, but if we just kind of stir it a little bit, you'll be good. That's with any shadow. Also, if you don't feel comfortable with it, this is not a video telling you to buy it, but if you already have something and you're like, as long as it's not past the expiration date, which this one is not, any kind of eyeshadow with super, super white base can do this. Now let's just go ahead. I think I'll just do it with the applicator and see where we end up. Oh, that color is so pretty. I don't want to take it out of the socket. And I'm going to stop it about right there. And then just take it to there. That's my natural crease. I think I'm going to grab an E27 and soften the top part. I'm not gonna grab an E27. She in fact was not, because there wasn't one. Wait, I found one. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take this, tilt my head back. I'm gonna take, see how it's angled? It makes it so much easier to work on your eyes. And then I'm just gonna soften the top part. And then give this a couple taps over here. feel like I'm doing yesterday's look. I am so sorry. I really just wanted to use that pink shadow. It's definitely not as pink as yesterday's though. And I also want to keep it matte only because of what I'm going to film, and I just feel like this color was perfect to what I'm going to film. My internal dialogue. And I'm just using an E28 just to kind of tap this over into the pink a little bit more. Still using that same shadow stick. Nice. Let's do a different shaped wing though. That'll be fun. Me and the gel liner in the E26. This particular gel liner, I'm telling you, I know you're thinking, oh, they're all the same. I like to think of myself as a gel liner connoisseur, and this is a delightful formula. And not only that, it doesn't dry out. It's exceptional. Okay, E26. Notice that I'm starting here. Just draw a little circle. And here's where my eye separates. See that? I'm coming from underneath. Look at that. Easy peasy. Fun. Let me do the same thing over here. Thank you for all the compliments on my nails. I did them myself. Ah, I did a pretty good job. They're little hearts. I'm a mess. Y'all know I'm a mess, but I like them. Aren't they cute? By the way, the technique I just showed you is so hooded eye friendly because you're really coming from underneath. And not only that, we're not really angling it where we would have a lot of folds. We're coming out this way instead of this way, but we're still getting lift because once we do come out far enough, we're able to angle it up. But we're also not dealing with a wing that's, you know, out to here. Not that I'm against that. Y'all have to stop me from doing that daily. Then I take my C30, my micellar water, and I just angle it up a little bit more. It just all depends on what you're after. I feel like this one needs extended. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that gel. See how I'm tapping on it? Hang on, I have to cough. I have a cough button. Okay. Now, see how I'm tapping in and grabbing that gel? Since it's such a small amount, I can use it to extend it. Isn't that so cool? I do need Sheila. I don't know, it just fell. Pretty sure I needed it. Here we are. And then I'm just gonna keep on. Nice. These are Ardell 424s and Duo Line It Lash It. I'm out of my self-adhesive half lashes. Even though these aren't half lashes, these are definitely a more demure lash, if you will, even compared to the other self-adhesive ones that I have. So we're gonna go with these. I don't miss lash glue, y'all. Nice. Remember, I'm going to have to hop off and film, but we can still do foundation together. I gotta get ready for that one. You know what? I think I need to put some foundation on my chest. Whenever I do meetings, I don't know, I'm broken. I get hives. I literally get hives all the time. I'm hived up. Okay, it's an episode of Winnie the Pooh around here with as many hives as I get. This one's a little too light for me, and I can't tell you what this is, but this is coming out very soon, okay? Just a couple more days for the foundation. Isn't it pretty? It's a hair too light right now. It did match me, but remember it was 80 here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this cream bronzer, and this is the one that I really like. This is my favorite shade. I feel like the one that I used, which you'll see, it's Latte, but this is Cappuccino. I feel like Latte wasn't a good shade for me, but I feel like Cappuccino is perfect. So I'm just going to kind of mix the cream bronzer with the foundation, and you can see it's now a perfect match, just perfect. That's a really good tip to kind of darken, especially on your chest. On your face, we might need to be a little bit more intricate and strategic. That's why it's better under. But for your chest, just put on the foundation and then kind of go over it with your cream bronzer. Kind of turns into a self-tan kind of glowy effect. All right, back to cappuccino. Look at my haphazard jabby fingernails. And since this is a little too light for me, which I have another shade, but I want to show you that you don't have to own multiple shades of foundation, because there's always a way to adjust it within reason. And we can turn into color theory scientists, yes, but this is a lot easier. I'm showing you a very simple way to just darken your foundation, which you've probably seen me do, but I will say I love this cream bronzer so much. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, we're gonna put on quite a bit of it. We're gonna give a little bit of spookable here. Don't be frightened. You better know what day it is. It's hair washing day. So excited. Now get all that on there. There you go. So nice. Okay, now I got my foundation ready. But we know it has a cap and a pump. So I'm gonna just go ahead and place this around. And also, if you've ever put a foundation on and it feels really yellow, which I am victim to that, but I know that this matches because I've used it many times. But what we're seeing here is we're seeing the contrast of the redness in my cheeks. And for some reason that just enhances foundation to look more yellow. And actually, I need to edit that. I have so much to edit after I'm done with this. I have so much to do. I'm gonna make me a cup of coffee and do some editing. But I did a video on really good places to swatch foundation, because I know not all of us are even here, or not all of us are even here. We're not even here. It's about picking the most even part, and I filmed a video on that, which I want to edit and post tonight. Now look at that blended out and how nicely that matches. Delicious. Delightful. We're just doing our underpainting, nothing new. But what happens is when you set that bronzer base, if you will, you get a really even match, and it really tints. Yeah, that's a good word. It tints your foundation darker. Doesn't just completely change it, but it tints it and takes it to where we need it to be, and now it won't be quite as stark on me. And I didn't have to buy another foundation. Where are you, Sheila? I feel like I had too much on my brush. Here we go. Nope. I'm still gonna do more bronzer. But that first one is to shift and tint. Now we're gonna add more bronzer. The first was to shift, and now we're shape. First we shift, then we shape. Oh yes, such a pretty bronzer. And I want to do this before I do concealer. That way we can keep even more shape to the face and kind of tidy up, if you will. The match is matching. So remember the one that we used? I already saved that to my highlights. This is the one that I used in that pink under eye. Let's use this shade, but I'm actually going to use it more on the, and I'm doing it before concealer. Again, that just, if you do these darker colors before concealer, it kind of helps them melt into everything better instead of just sitting on top. Nice. Where's my one? Nice. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Oh, did y'all just see the little, I don't know what everybody calls them. We call them mosquito hawks here. He was back there. Thought I heard him. That's a beautiful shade. I really like this formula, and y'all, I use so many different formulas. I don't know, I just feel like it does what I want it to do. Melts. I would say makes jeans snore. Does everything we want it to do. It's so pretty. It's definitely buildable too, which I'm gonna leave it just like this, but I'm a big fan. And there's so many different colors. I'm trying to get through all of them. Look, there's these even deeper shades. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. So nice. I just like there's some really good shades there. Or maybe I'll do a video with that. Okay, one more tap with the bronzer and then concealer, and then I'm gonna hop off to the powder. But let's do concealer. I want a little bit more coverage today. But since I'm not using dark eyeshadows, I don't really need a corrector. So I'm just gonna do my Hourglass concealer. I'm telling you, I did not like this concealer until I got my own brushes. I don't know what it is, but I do feel that with the sponge, this was chaos. And then with the other brushes that I used, this was chaos. And let me tell you, my younger under eye could have handled this. It absolutely could. But my older under eye, I didn't say old, I just said older. It's fine with it. As long as I'm using this fiber, it melts in so beautifully and does not get patchy. So I'm thinking, because what I'm saying is when I was younger, I know I could have worn really any concealer, but the brush, y'all. And then I'm gonna take this side. I was saying I'm gonna take this fluffier side and then I just melt the edges. So easy. And then it just looks airbrushed. All right, let me blend out the center. I did already blend the initial with this more dense end to get more coverage. And then what I am doing and why I'm showing you this is because it's all about melting those edges. But now I'm going to go and I'm gonna go film and I'm very excited. I know I'm repetitive, but I am very excited for what I'm about to film. So I'll hop back on and I'll say goodbye, but I'll be back in a little while. I'm back just to say bye. I have the powder on one side of my face. This looks like a filter. Oh, and the lip is Makeup Forever, Wherever Walnut. Yep. And then my favorite lipstick, which is Chantilly Lace from Laura Mercier, which I need to take with me. And on top, I have my new favorite gloss, which is this one from Kevyn Aucoin. It's so good. All right, I love y'all so much. I'm still gonna save this to my highlights, but get ready. Get ready for this powder. Game changer.